normal people, and this is my favorite thing, is that the people that consider themselves normal on social media are boring millennial 30-somethings that have a laundry list of mental disorders in their bio, along with the flags of the countries that they support. And then they also tweet about killing people because of a disagreement of a video game outfit. But guys, we're the ones who are weird. That's right. Surprise! We're psychos.
Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So yesterday we got the official release of Stellar Blade, and the main topic of conversation that has stemmed out of that is the various aspects of the game that have been censored. Now, many bad actors on Twitter, whether it's regular users, game journalists, or content creators, have been using this opportunity to not only justify but also celebrate these acts of censorship because it fulfills their own agendas.
Of course it
and this
does.
has gotten to a very toxic point where now we are seeing literal bounties put on people's heads for simply pointing out the censorship.
Let's see who this guy is. Uh-oh. Oops. What happened? That's what you get. Should be in jail, too. I don't know if he should be in jail. I mean, maybe, maybe not. I feel like definitely should be off the platform. I mean, that's not even a question, right? Probably should at least get investigated, I'd say. Probably at least a bit of investigation. Just a little, a wellness check. Make sure you're taking your medication. You show up to your therapy sessions. Okay, good. You eating right? You sleeping okay? You're not watching too much anime, are you? Need help? Yeah, do you need help anything? Like, do we need to take you to a place? Is that not inciting violence? It is. It absolutely is. And like, if this dude gets charged for it and gets in real trouble, I'll celebrate. I think it's fucking funny.
Of Stellar Blade. This is how bad and how unhinged all of this has truly gotten. Now, if you want the full details on what is actually being censored, you can check out my video from yesterday. But to sum up the entire acts of censorship very quickly, there was a promise by Shift Up only days before release that this game would
People like this is what Kotaku celebrates. I feel like there's only a real extreme minority of those people, but yeah. Isn't putting a bounty on someone's head attempted murder? I don't know. Let's find out. I guess we'll figure it out, right? Yeah.
Released uncensored. However, quickly after it was released, we'd see graffiti censored out of the game. We would see blood get censored.
Which, as I said, I thought the graffiti getting censored was reasonable because it wasn't intended.
And we would even see the outfits being censored. And to explain the confusion surrounding some of these various outfits, this is the uncensored release that was on the physical copy that was unpatched. However, there was a day one patch that censored this outfit. And this same patch was already installed on the digital reviewer's copy that was released about a week ago. So this has been censored for quite some time, and it was done at the last minute. And in fact, since then, we've seen other outfits be confirmed as censored as well.
Wait, where do you get that one?
And this is something that has been confirmed by the director of Shift Up himself. And a lot of people have been critical of Sony and the potential influence they had on this censorship, and also the weird disparity between how they are censoring Stellar Blade versus other games that they publish that are much more obscene or just dark or sexual, what have you. Now, there's been many reactions to what's going on with this situation, and a lot of people are trying to fix it. There is a big push, including petitions like this that
It's probably not going to happen. I think that they should just include the other outfits alternatively. Like, if they wanted to make it right and they wanted to respond back to it, I think it's like if you already have both versions that you've made, just put the other one in the game too. Let people decide. Yeah, it's really not that complicated. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going to do anything because, like, if they do something, then it's like if you feed an animal, it's going to come back. So it's like they're probably just going to ignore it so that people don't think that they have a chance of getting a change. But yeah.
Link in the description. They're trying to get Shift Up and Sony to restore what they took away, to undo this censorship and restore what people were promised with these uncensored releases. However, a lot of people, including some bad actors, have been trying to basically misrepresent what is going on and what people are actually complaining about. And what we're going to look at in this video, whether it's from game journalists, content creators, or Twitter users, is going to follow the narcissist prayer.
Yep, there it is.
The evolution of someone trying to deflect blame, starting with...
Oh, jeez. Yep, here we go. God.
With, that didn't happen. And then ending with, well, it did happen, and you deserve it.
Oh, of course.
Now, we've been seeing this first part for a while. That didn't happen. We've seen people for really months at this point say over and over again, there's no censorship of Stellar Blade, this isn't happening. Well, now we have confirmation that it is happening, and people are readjusting and moving on to the next step, saying, and if it did happen, well, it wasn't that bad. And they're accomplishing that by trying to intentionally misrepresent what people are complaining about. So beginning with Alyssa, the Kotaku editor here, she says this is about pubic bones. Imagine growing up and learning this is what your dad was doing rather than having a catch with you. And since Alyssa has daily tweets crying...
So somebody, there are people that are complaining about this, right? I mean, and they're saying, like, why do you give a shit about this, etc.? It's so tiresome. Here's the reason why people care. It's because they're having their content changed to appeal to a group of people that are not them. So it's like, it's very easy to say, why does this matter to the person after you've already got what you want? But I think a lot of people just don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be told what they can and can't like, especially not by a bunch of randoms on Twitter, and then have it taken away from them as if they're wrong. That's crazy. Of course people are going to get mad about this. And the thing is that this is a very trivial issue. This is a super trivial issue. Like, it's so minor. It's not really that relevant. Who gives a shit, really? But at the same time, if that was really true, then you wouldn't have changed it. Well, I'm not start buying the games either. Yeah, exactly. I think that people are just... people are tired of having their intelligence insulted by people going on a rampage to have something changed, and then after they get it changed, then acting like the people that are mad that it was changed are being unreasonable. People just don't like that. It's just it's so tiresome to deal with.
About elder male figures, we all know this is just projection right here, but she's trying to say this is about pubic bones that are being censored with these updated outfits. Here's another tweet saying, LOL, they're turning on Stellar Blade because they can't see her vagina. Here's another one saying, the fact that the newest Stellar Blade talking point is that the usual crowd thinks removing the MC's camel toe is censorship should really tell you what their fixation has always been about. And down you can see...
Is the implication that people wanted to have the character be hot? Because I think that he's right. And they wanted her to wear outfits that showed that off. Yeah, I think that's true. They figured it. So he finally figured it out.
Some replies to that original thread where someone says this: the fact that you think Shay is saying no one is allowed to be horny and not that fix isn't censorship, and the people complaining about the fix need to just admit that they want to be horny is very funny. These people are trying to claim that what's happening is not censorship, when literally everything that's going on, all of the points we made earlier in the video, fit the definition of censorship to a T. Now, of course, all these people are misrepresenting what people are actually mad about and what they're complaining about. They were falsely advertised to. Okay, they were promised this would be an uncensored release, and now this game has been censored on multiple levels. Not just the outfits, but other aspects of the game that none of these people are acknowledging. And they are so desperate in their attempt to own the gamer chuds on Twitter that they will literally celebrate and excuse acts of censorship and false advertising. It's pathetic. But now we move on to the next stage. Basically saying, well, even if this did happen, it's not a big deal. It's nothing to worry about. So here's an example of that coming from an artist from the gaming industry, someone who is consistently talking about...
Why didn't they just make it a toggle? Because these people want to take things away from you because they think that they have the moral authority to do so. They're the exact same people that wanted to take away Grand Theft Auto in the 90s and the 2000s. I guarantee you, that if we were back in the day, these people would be on the witch trials, tying girls to logs and seeing if they float or not. Like, it's a tale as old as time. They'd be doing the same thing. Yes, they'd be in the 80s saying Dungeons and Dragons is satanic. It's all the same, guys.
Mark Kern.
Mortal Kombat 1990. Yep.
Screenshots of his
all the
petition
same.
that is going around, and he says this: "Oh my God, please, I can't laugh anymore. My sides, my effing sides. Does this guy have kids, a family? Is there anything that feeds his soul in any way? I don't know, man. I'm so fascinating." He's trying to say I'm so fascinated by this level of sadness. Like, please work on your grammar. But anyway,
this person is an idiot. I saw he tweeted something about me before too. And I've never read anything that this guy's ever tweeted that wasn't basically like a... It's like if somebody put their brain in a microwave for like maybe 15 seconds, then took it out. Like, that's basically where this guy's coming from. That's about it, yeah. Stupid. Yeah, just stupid. Just stupid. And also, like, keep in mind that people like this, they're effectively just like bullies, right? Because they can't really make an actual argument, or they can't explain why the thing that they like is, they can't explain why this person is wrong. So it's like, oh, does he have kids? He doesn't have a family, feeding his soul. So like, it's like an appeal to triviality. It's like this doesn't matter so much and you're stupid for caring about it. Meanwhile, this guy is tweeting about it. So obviously he cares about it. And this guy tweets about stupid, irrelevant internet drama all the time. Like, there's nothing, it's not like he's any better. It's ad hominem, it is.
This guy's trying to say that Mark Kern is a loser for caring about these things. You know, it's not very shocking that Mark Kern, a longtime...
Michael is keeping it together, sorta. You can't even keep yourself together. What are you making fun of other people for? You're literally having a mental cry for help in your Twitter name, and you're calling other people losers? I'm sorry, but, like, this is insane. What's wrong with you? You have no self-awareness at all.
Member of the gaming industry and someone who is very passionate about this stuff would care about censorship in the industry. But he's somehow a loser for calling this stuff out. But you're not a loser for tweeting about this guy daily. You look at this guy's account, every single day there's a round of tweets containing screenshots of Mark Kern's tweets, and he's complaining about it.
No, we're gonna pull this loser up right now. What's his name? Iron Stylus? Okay. Let me see. Iron. Okay, here we go. So we got to find this guy. He's an art director, maker of things at places. Isn't these triple parentheses? Isn't this like I thought this was like a meme, but like isn't this like an anti-Semitic dog whistle whenever you're referring to Jews? Because like if I look up triple parentheses, the echo. So here we go. An anti-Semitic symbol used to highlight the names of Jewish individuals or organizations owned by Jews. And it's at places. So we got ourselves a good old-fashioned Jew-hater. No surprise. Look at that. That is crazy. And this is from the American Jewish Committee and Echoes Beating the Far Right, Anti-Defamation League. This is a Wikipedia article about it as well. Anti-Semitic symbol, highlight names of individual Jews. So there it is. And so this is crazy. Wow. ADL is trash. By the way, I think they're trash too. But it's not just them. It's everybody has agreed on this. No, it's a programming reference. This is stupid. Really? It's a programming reference. Oh, for sure. For sure, guys. How many tweets has he put out? 27,000 tweets. Thank God he's on Twitter and not in real life. You know, guys? Because, like, you think about it, and we could talk about, oh, he's a loser, an idiot, right? But the truth is that isn't it a good thing that he's not inflicting this on real people? He's just sitting in his house getting mad on the internet. Like, this is actually pretty nice. Yeah, it's a positive. You should check what the guy said on October 7th. I wonder. Mr. Triple Parentheses. I don't know. Maybe it was just all just a coincidence. But man, I you know, like I've spent a lot of time on the internet. I know a lot of bad words, bad things to say. And I knew that one. Here we go.
It's every single day. There's absolutely no self-awareness. And also keep in mind, this is the same guy who, when confronted about the fact that Eastern character designs are typically more attractive than Western character designs and asked, how is this happening? He responded with this. Yeah, we can go to the fetishization of plastic, reductive, and hypersexualization of pixels after I'm done cleaning my bathroom from all the diarrhea I had today.
He's keeping it together, sorta. He's sorta keeping it together.
And he also made this tweet when someone asked about, you know, the prospect of him losing his job, and he said this: I won't lose my job because I have many friends that I can, and also that he can give sexual favors.
He can suck a dude's dick to not lose his job. Guys, he's sort of keeping it together. Oh my god. Where does this person come? Where does a person like this come from? I don't even know.
To these people that will preserve his job. Very normal person, obviously. But in that original thread we just looked at here, another artist would ask this: as an artist, you should be against censorship on principle. Where this artist replied saying, yeah, I am. I've had my own designs changed after release or things goofed around with by other developers after we release them. I don't really get bent out of shape about it though. It's just a thing that happens. He doesn't
So let me get this straight. So it's unreasonable for people to get bent out of shape about this, but it is reasonable for you to get bent out of shape about them getting bent out of shape. Can we make it make sense? Like, you've tweeted about Mark Kern more than a fucking K-pop superfan tweets about BTS. This is more than a fucking, like, a little, like, 13-year-old Minecrafter is tweeting about fucking Tommy Innit or Dream. This is insane. But somehow that's normal? It's pathetic, it is.
When his stuff gets censored or altered, it's just a thing that happens. Who cares? This dude made this thread a week ago, complaining about how some of his designs were altered when he was working for various gaming companies. And when describing his feelings about these alterations, he says, I was pissed about this. So you do care. This was made days ago. I don't know.
So nobody's allowed to be mad about the things that he doesn't agree with, and people are only allowed to be mad about the things that he does agree with. Guys, he's sort of keeping it together.
These people have the memory of a goldfish
what a
or something,
fucking loser.
or they really are just lacking self-awareness to that degree. But these people are unbelievable hypocrites. There's nothing consistent about them whatsoever. And it's definitely expressed in interactions like this. We've seen other people here saying, holy shit, this is the single most embarrassing thing I've ever seen, referring to the petition, where Savvy makes a very good point. Do you support this as well? Are your views consistent? Talking about censorship of LGBT content.
Remember, these are the ones that butchered the Spanish language in order for them to create non-gendered like words in the Spanish. Like, this is how much they care about gay people. They care about gay people so much that they're willing to colonize the end of the language and also delete them at the same time. And I would say make it make sense, but it doesn't make sense. It makes dollars, and that's why they're doing it.
From Saudi Arabia. Now, of course, again, if you want to talk about embarrassing, this person refers to themselves as an it. I don't know. But let's move on to the next stage of the narcissist prayer. We're going on the stage
here we go.
Well, if it did happen, well, it's not my fault. I'm not to blame for this. And we see this reflected in another tweet that Keith has made about Mark Kern. Keith has been riding Mark Kern like he's trying to win the Kentucky Derby, okay? He has been absolutely obsessed with him. Every single time Mark Kern takes a breath, this guy's fingers are already moving on the keyboard to make another tweet about him. It's actually insane. So he says this: Grum's being shadow banned on a website that prides itself on free speech should tell you all there is to know about the guy as a person.
Nah, that's not the reason why he got reported. Because like, there's this one girl I know that got shadow banned, and she's not talking about politics shit at all. And you can't even search her name either. So I actually think that it was just probably a master report or a mistake. It probably wasn't done intentionally. I really don't think so. He got targeted. Yeah, it's just probably a mistake.
Also, crazy behavior over some video game panties. I've heard nothing but positive things about Stellar Blade.
Is that right?
Crazy grifting. Now, of course, once again, trying to misdirect what's actually happening here and what people are complaining about, but also this point about being shadow banned on Twitter as proof that you're a bad person or a stupid person. What are you talking about? You can literally drop a curse word on Twitter and you might get shadow banned for a month. It means absolutely nothing to be shadow banned on Twitter.
It probably wasn't even intentional. It was probably just some automated system that caused it to happen. Like, it doesn't even make sense. A curse word? Well, I can think of one word that might have that happen.
But in the replies, someone corrected him and said it's not about sexy outfits, it's about censorship. Where Keith replies saying, I can agree. I would rather no censorship be in place. But it's always that. I normally don't care about censorship. I don't want censorship to happen. But as soon as you hear the but, you know you're about to hear something really stupid. He says, but complaining about seeing 40% titty instead of 50% titty is some incredibly weirdo shit to complain about. Like, you couldn't waterboard that info out of me.
Well, isn't it some incredibly weirdo shit to change? I mean, like, I think, again, like, any argument that these people make can immediately be reflected on them. Like, 10%'s a lot. It is.
Of course, we've seen this sort of logic many times on Twitter with the Stellar Blade discourse. People saying, oh, you hate the censorship? Just go watch porn. Oh, you're so obsessed with these titties. You're a weirdo. And of course, you can reply with this absolutely golden interaction, basically saying your obsession with the anatomy of people, the fact that you can't see anything with a hint of sexuality without having like these compulsive thoughts, that's on you. Don't get mad at me because I can just look at something and not immediately have these crazy...
Yeah, the reason why people are mad is that it's another point on a graph of a group of people who do not represent the general majority of consumers being outspoken and loud and obnoxious and having things changed to appeal to their interests at the expense of everybody else. It really, like, the issue itself is very small. It's not very relevant. It's not a big deal, right? But it's kind of just like another, it's like, you know, like, you ever have like a bad relationship or something like that, or like somebody, like, you're like mad at them, and then like they end up like, you know, they leave their drink on the table and, you know, it doesn't have a coaster on it, and like the water's getting on the wood, and like you get unnecessarily mad at them for that one thing. But like, you're really not mad at them for that one thing. You're mad at them for all of the other things that have happened over the years, and this is just like the last straw.
See hyper reactions to the slightest bit of sexuality in a video game character. But moving on, someone asked the perfect question: why change it if it doesn't matter? That pretty much can be asked of all these people talking about this
smart guy.
If this stuff doesn't matter, if these little things don't actually matter, then why would you change it in the first place?
That's true.
Where Keith replies saying, why are you asking me this? I have no control over it. Well, actually, you do have control over it. You have large accounts, and you've been supporting censorship of things you don't like. Of course you have control over it. You're supporting what's happening. You can actually raise your voice and try to do something to stop this censorship, but you don't want to because it doesn't fit your agenda. And we've seen people raise this who cares, right? With the Tomb Raider released recently by Crystal Dynamics.
Apparently they apologized and changed this, by the way. They changed it back.
Removing these posters in the background. Small change. But why do it?
Yeah, I think they did.
Saying why do you guys care? Well, why do you care that they were there in the first place? Why'd you have to remove them? And in fact, talking about, oh, what can I do? Well, people have complained about this, and guess what? They restored it. They went back on the censorship. So you can do something. You just don't...
remember, if you can get enough people together, you can do anything you want, even if it's really stupid. Like, if you get enough people together, you do anything you want to do. Just keep that in mind. Even if it's dumb.
Don't want to. Even if it's hard, you can still point it out, even if it's something that you personally don't care for in a game, without having to call people weirdos or excuse censorship because it fits your agenda. But moving on, we are going to the next aspect of this, really the end. We're going to skip right to this last one saying, well, it did happen and you deserved it. Or, well, it did happen, but it's actually better.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of tweets like this saying, if you actually saw a woman in real life, you'd realize that they actually made the outfit more attractive. First off, projection as usual. But here's the thing. Okay. They're trying to say that this is actually better. Adding the black lace here behind the outfit is making it more attractive. First of all, that's your subjective opinion.
People
will agree with you. Some people will disagree. While that is a subjective opinion, here is an objective fact. They advertised this game as something that was uncensored. They went off and censored this game. That is what people have an issue with. I don't understand why you're so obsessed with justifying this. Why are you intentionally missing the point so much to the point where you're celebrating these changes? These changes that go
because the changes align with their worldview. That's the reason why. It's very simple. That's it. They didn't think about this. It's not like they sat down and they were like, what would be the right way to go about this? How should I look at this in the most correct way? No, they never thought that this was never even part of the picture.
Promises. You're saying it's actually better. It's insane. And it's
I take a video like this seriously? Oh, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, like, the thing is that, like, everybody always likes to, argue and be like, oh, this doesn't matter. Okay, well then, why can't other people think that it does? Like, I don't think this is that big of a deal either. But I do think that it's a big deal whenever a bunch of people get together and change something in a way that seemingly the majority of people don't want, and then fucking turn around and act like it didn't happen. It's obnoxious. It's not like, and I don't want to have these losers and freaks telling me what I can and can't like on a video game. Like, you listen to their, like, with a lot of these people, like, and I know I'm crazy too, right? But, like, I feel like these people are disturbed. Like, they have, like, the fucking, like, the tweeting about, like, all this weird shit about sucking people's dicks. Like, it's just, there's something wrong with them. Really, there's something wrong with them. And of course I don't want to have those. They're deranged. Yes. Like, I don't want to have these people making decisions for me. Absolutely not.
Based on your subjective view, while you ignore the objective reality of what is wrong with this situation. And here's another one. We hinted at this earlier in the video. So Mark Kern was pointing out some of the outfits that were uncensored, and you can use them as a reference point to see what is being changed by the day one patch. And this user says, $20,000 to anyone that makes this dipshit disappear. And Flash here asks a question, isn't this a crime? And I will answer by saying,
somebody said the head thing was a joke. It's a weird joke to make, man. It's a weird joke. And I know people that make jokes like that. They're weird. Like, I get that it's a joke. It's not a big deal, right? But, like, the problem is that with a guy like that, is that one point on a graph doesn't do anything, but multiple points make a line. And look, he's a disturbed, weird guy. He is. It's just weird to talk like that. See, that's the president of Twitter? The president of Twitter. What you're trying to say is Elon Musk, right? Who's not the president, but, like, that's what you're trying to say? Yeah, I would say that, sure. If he said something stupid, yeah, definitely. Trainwrecks is the epitome of that? What does Trainwrecks have to do with this? What are you talking about, Trainwrecks? Like, you misunderstood. So, do you know how to make a line on a graph? You need to figure this shit out. Like, you're probably a grown-ass man. You can't figure out what a line on a graph is. This is a situation.
This is essentially trying to basically get a hit on someone. This is absolutely insane behavior. These are people making genuine threats to someone else on their life over calling out censorship of a video game. That is happening, by the way.
By the way, the way that you respond to this is that you just immediately report them. Like, my opinion on this kind of stuff is that people that are aggressive to you, you need to be aggressive back to them. You can't just take things laying down. You can't just be passive. You always have to be aggressive. Like, if somebody shows aggression to you, in my opinion, I go as far as I possibly can. I do. That's always my perspective, is because I don't want to be attacked. I don't want people to be rude to me. But if somebody is, I will make sure that they can regret it as much as possible. And I think that everybody should do that. The account is closed now? Yes, the account is closed.
Happening. It's not like this is some tinfoil hat conspiracy.
Yeah, this guy deleted his entire account because of this. And that's what we should do. Yeah, you see somebody acting like this, do that to them. Absolutely. It's not even a question.
Acts of censorship are actually happening. And
fight bullying with bullying? Absolutely.
Game ended.
Absolutely.
Over calling it out. And these are the normal people, right?
Yes.
And of course, realizing the severity of what they just said.
And he locked his account too.
Delete the tweet, private their account, and then eventually deactivate. And, good luck to you.
I think he got doxxed. Fuck him. That sucks. Damn. Shouldn't have said that. Yeah. Too bad.
Hopefully you don't catch any charges from this situation.
Hopefully he does.
That is some very, very serious stuff that they were
Hopefully he
saying
does.
about Mark Kern. Now, that's going to do it.
People way too loose on social media talk like this shit all the time. They talk like they have no consequences. Way too loose.
Video, that's where we're at with the reaction to the Stellar Blade censorship and how it's been called out. Like I've said over and over again, the visceral reaction to this stuff being called out is absolutely insane. You look to your left and you look to your right on Twitter, and you
the guy literally closed all of his medias: LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channel. So this dude owned gold his own life. That's funny. Man.
Game journalists, users, and content creators and alike trying everything in their power to not only excuse but also celebrate these acts of censorship in Stellar Blade simply because it fits their agenda, and it's absolutely pathetic and it should be called out.
It is.
Whenever it happens. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, leave your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Isn't it funny that the guy wanted to disappear Mark Kern, but he ended up disappearing himself? Because that's basically what happened, right? Like, he's like, oh, let's get rid of this guy, and then he did it to himself. It's actually kind of funny. Karma? Yeah, bro, that's fucking karma, isn't it? Oh my god, there's the video. Give it a like. That's great. I'm really glad to see these people completely get shit on. And I think, again, you can only match aggression with aggression. And if people do this kind of stuff, yeah, the best thing to do is to report them and do anything that you can to shut them down. That's my advice. I don't think that you should ever be a punching bag. Never take shit laying down. If somebody fucks with you, you should absolutely try to make them regret it as much as you can. Is there an instance to ignore some people? I think that in some cases you can ignore some people, but from my experience, I think that one of the things that's always the best is that if somebody is rude to you and treats you badly, you should never allow somebody to do that. And if you have, like, and really, you can't always do something about it, but this is my perspective on things, right? Is that if somebody does something to wrong me, I will just remember that. And there will come a time that I can make their life worse in the future, and I will do it. And it will be the best part of my day that day. And you can say, that's sad. Oh, you shouldn't do that. That's fine. All of this can be true, but that's still going to make my day better. And I'm still going to enjoy it. It doesn't matter if you say it's good or not. It'll still make me happy. There have been many times where somebody has done something wrong to me, and it took me 3 or 4 years, but I got him. I did. I got him. And I never... actually, the more that I talk about my philosophy on this, the more I'm going to sound like a crazy person. But, yeah, I don't let people fuck with me and get away with it if I can. Yeah, eye for an eye? No. An eye for as much as I can get out of you. And I will enjoy every second of it. It's one of the few things in life that I truly like.